All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name's Ryan Stack. I'm going to take you through the Digital Marketing Solutions DMS series, training series. And this topic for this week is covering something very close to my heart is Periscope and your DMS website or your DMS program that you're part of. Periscope is kind of new on the scene. And really what I want to mention about this is a lot of people are kind of slow to technology, or when something new comes, or they kind of wait it out and see what's happening, or and we're that way with a lot of things. Snapchat comes out, or who knows, right? There's always going to be something new and something that we all should be doing, but we only have so much time to devote to the things that we do because we're building a business part-time, at least most of us here on this webinar. So, what I'm going to inspire you to do, or maybe encourage you to do, or at least know about, is the possibility of starting to do things on Periscope. And I'm going to kind of give my 2 cents why. A lot of people ask me, is it something that's going to be around forever? Is it something going to, is it going to excel in the future? And I don't know the answer. I just know right now it's great. Right now you can find great people. You can drive a lot of attention. It doesn't take a lot of time, and it can build your business. It can help you find the people you're looking for. And when you mirror it with DMS, it's a perfect combination. And right now we're in the place in history where you've never been able to reach this many people at your fingertips on almost no money. You know what I mean? So to me, it's silly for us not to do everything humanly possible to be found, to get people's attention, to inspire, to attract, right? Because that was never a possibility 10 years ago. You had to interact or bump into someone at a grocery store. But here you could be in your bed at midnight and meet 100 people, in less than 2 hours. I mean, we've never had that ability. And how about people finding you, stumbling upon you? I have some great stories, and I'll share them as we go through here. But I do want to share that. Again, I'm not the guru. I tend to be the guinea pig. I'll do something first to see how it works out. I'm happy to mess it up. And the other thing I do is I clumsily and consistently do things, meaning I don't try to be perfect before I do it. I just do it. And then I do it again. And I do it again. And I keep doing it until I can keep tweaking until I start seeing a result. And then I focus on getting more of that result faster, better each time I do it. But I don't expect it to work right away. I just constantly keep going. And that's going to be the things that I would suggest you guys do. If you're going to start marketing digitally, right, past what you can do one-on-one, or maybe sending a message on Facebook, this is a little bit, to a more advanced, I guess you could call it. Not necessarily everyone's going to do it, but why not? Everyone could do it. Is that you have to be willing to do it over and over and over again. Don't do this for a week and stop. Don't do it for 2 weeks and stop. Say like, hey, I'm going to do this for 6 months and I'm going to get good at it. And it doesn't take a lot of time out of your day. I probably devote about 15 minutes a day to doing something like this when most people are just hanging out. And so it doesn't take a lot of time out of your day. So far, I got over 1 million hearts. I have over 10,000 followers, and that's just kind of goofing around. I think I'm doing okay. And most importantly, we've had customers and business partners because of it, which is why I thought Sarah thought this would be a great topic. And whatever I can share with you guys, I want to do it here and answer some of your questions as well, okay? This is always recorded. Let me make sure, first and foremost, that I am recording this. Okay, good. Should be good. And so if you go onto the YouTube channel, /official MAWC, you'll be able to find this series on there for the DMS now. It used to be DRS series, so you can access that, okay? Very cool. All right, just making sure there's no questions. Let's get into this, okay? So first and foremost, what is Periscope? What the heck is this app, and what are you, talking all this crazy stuff about? Periscope is simply a live streaming mobile app that allows you to go live anywhere. And it's an app that allows you to broadcast, be really like a news station, a broadcast station, an on-demand station, to do streaming live video with audio, and you can access millions of people all over the world. And people not only can access you, but you can find them. So it kind of goes both ways. All right. So this hasn't existed before. And a lot of people go, what about, what about Facebook, live video? That's kind of a different thing. Listen, Facebook has tried all these mediums try to do and replace the need for other things. But Facebook has historically been a place where it's almost like the way you and I socialize together with our family and friends in person. It kind of Facebook has been that. People share pictures and their, grandparents can see pictures of grandkids. And it's kind of just a place where we're all in one room because it's an easy way to interact, right? It almost has replaced the phone and what we've always done in the past to just stay in touch. So that is not necessarily the best market to hammer people with business because they're going to get sick of you, right? So it's not, it really just hasn't caught on in a huge way. You can get more viewers sometimes, but again, you're broadcasting all the time to just everyone. And this I love because you can target. You can target by topic, by area, and look for specific people that you want to reach and kind of in a safe way outside of your just general circle of friends or contacts. I hope that makes sense to you guys. At least that's how I have used it up to this point. Okay? Here's some big stats. You guys should really take a look at this because it's killer. This is stats for social media channels, applications from when it started to when it hit 1 million users. Tumblr did it in 24 months. Twitter hit 1 million users in 24 months as well. Foursquare, 13 months. Facebook, which has 1 billion people logging on per day, did it in 10 months. Instagram, 2.5 months, right? That's smoking. But when Periscope launched, for them to hit 1 million users, why don't you guys guess? Can you guess how many months it took? Anyone have an idea? Didn't take months. It took 10 days. So it was one of the fastest growth platforms to hit that type of users that quickly. 10 days. All of a sudden, poof, 1 million people show up. And it's been obviously many more since. But that was one of the things that it was almost people really wanted this and it made sense. And all of a sudden now we're a video society. We're less words, if you notice. We don't like to write a lot. We don't like to read a lot. We want instant and we want it quick. So what better than on-demand fast videos where you can interact really quick, come in and out at your own choosing. You don't have to watch the whole thing. It's for replay later. It's kind of this perfect application for the way our culture is today. And to hit 1 million users in that short of a time is that's quick, man. That means people are there and they wanted it fast. Okay. So here's some highlights that you can do. You can go live anywhere at any time, totally flexible, up to you. You can gain followers because anytime someone who follows you and when you go live, they get a notification on their phone that, hey, Ryan Stack or whoever you are is live and they can tune in. Okay. Users have the ability to type and interact with you during your live broadcast. So they can actually see, hear you, watch or whatever your phone is on, and they can actually type to you and then you can see that and then respond on your video to those people. Okay, users can also share and suggest their followers to watch your broadcast. So they can swipe left to right and say, hey, I want to post this video on my Twitter account or my Facebook account, or I just want my followers to know that I want them to follow this person as well. So you get exposed to millions of people in their networks, and it can happen just because people are sharing your channel, who you are, what you're talking about with hundreds of thousands of their followers or even millions of people when you add them all up together. Think about how long it takes you to meet one person and then to start meeting their network. How cool is it that you can meet a random person who shares it and it goes to 500 followers and 100 people tune in, right? You can see the leverage you have with something like this, okay? Your broadcast will be displayed not only during the live session, but when you're done, it's going to be up for replay for 24 hours. All right. And then it posts, if you allow it, to go on your Twitter's wall as well. I believe Twitter is now up to about 311 plus million users. So how nice is it that when you go live on Periscope, it's also connected and the video's playing live on your Twitter. So I'll tell you how to try to reach some of those people as well. Okay. So how do you get started is first you got to download the app. So on iOS or Android device, make sure you go and download Periscope. When you launch the app, you're going to be asked to log in with Twitter or using a phone number. My suggestion is log in with Twitter. You want it seamlessly connected with your already existing account. If you don't have a Twitter, go for it and get one. You don't have to be on Twitter every day. You don't have to be posting. Maybe you don't even give attention to Twitter. That's fine. Get one and then link it to Periscope, and I'll tell you why, because you can actually do two things at once. You can do a lot on Periscope that'll also feed into your Twitter, okay? Good so far? Any questions so far? I think we're good. Here's some basic things when you actually get the app uploaded is you'll notice on the very bottom there's 4 little tabs and there's 4 icons that they symbolize what these are, okay? So look at the very bottom of your app. It says the first one, it looks like a little TV, is this is a list of people that you're following and broadcasts you've attended, okay? So that's what you're going to see in that first one. The second tab, which is the globe, is going to show all live broadcasts. So you have 2 ways to search. You can search by title of broadcast, so you can see if someone's live exactly what they're talking about, which is really cool. And how cool is it that you can then find a topic you like, click on it, and now you're inserted into that person's life and you have the ability to interact with them. I think this stuff is so cool because where else could you just, someone's in their house in California, you're in Massachusetts, you like what they're talking about, click and you're in their house. And you have the ability to meet people. It's so bizarre to me, but so insanely awesome and cool at the same time. All right. You also have the ability to go see a map, and the map shows you every live person on Periscope all over the world. So if you just want to see people talking in Dallas, Texas, go for it. Go meet them and see what they're talking about. You want to see people just in Massachusetts or maybe in a local area that you're building in? How cool is that? You want to go into the UK, go look for people there, wherever. And you have the ability to just, again, drop right into their phone and interact with a total stranger based on topic of what they're talking about, okay? Third tab is that little camera. That's when you're going to go broadcast live. You click on that. And then the fourth tab is if you want to start searching for people, or Periscope even gives you trending, suggestions of people that you may be interested in following. Okay. So that's where you can see all of those things. That's a 4 tabs, pretty much how you operate your Periscope. So here's some tips before broadcasting. When you click on that little camera tab, it's going to show a few things. So I'm going to give you some suggestions. Again, these are my personal suggestions that I would tell you to do. Is you want to click on the activate location, which is just a little arrow. All right, you see that there with I'm pointing to it here on the slide. Is you want to click on that and make sure it's highlighted. What that does is it brings up a location. There's a double-edged sword to this. Okay, the good part is people can all over the world. You're added to that globe list where they can find where you're broadcasting, what area, and they can find what topic you're talking about. And that's how you're going to get total strangers finding what you're talking about and interacting with you, okay? If that is turned off, nobody sees it. The only one that can find out is people you share it with or accidentally know you, or they're already following you. Now, the other side of it is just know that it is by location. So basically that's what it's bringing up. It's finding where you're broadcasting from. And it's better than it used to be. It used to get very close to where you're actually broadcasting. Now it's pretty much somewhere on the street. So just so you know, if you're broadcasting somewhere, someone's going to have a relatively normal idea of where you could be living, right? If you're broadcasting from your house and there's 50 houses on the street, they're not going to know which one, but they're going to know you're broadcasting somewhere on that block, if that makes sense, okay? So that's a double-edged sword. You can take it for what it's worth. I keep it open because I want people to be able to find me and my topics. And the other one is a Twitter bird. Make sure that you're attached to your Twitter account. If you logged in with Twitter, you have the ability to do that. And then that means when you go live, it also posts the live video and replay on your Twitter at the same time. So people on Twitter now, not only just Periscope, has the ability to stumble upon your broadcast and tune in, okay? The middle 2 options are more for privacy. So I keep those off, but one is, I accidentally hit it today when I did a Periscope, is it only allows people that you follow to comment on your broadcasts. So obviously I don't want that on. I want everyone to be able to talk. And the other one is almost like a private session where it's only going to show to your followers, okay? So those are some tips that I've learned that maybe you can take under account when you go live. Here's the other thing you should do is you can go under your account setting and create your profile pic, just like any social media. Put a picture of you. Don't, put a picture of your favorite pet, but put a picture of you because you're branding you. And it's going to show your Twitter handle as well as your Periscope, should be one and the same. And then you have a little bit of space to type in a bio. So talk about what your channel is all about. If you want to talk about being an entrepreneur, great. If you're a TLS coach, talk about TLS and what that is: personal fitness, weight loss, whatever, and put your titles or what you're into. And then if you have a DMS site, why don't you add that there as well so people can click that and learn more about you. Okay, so it's a great idea to have that filled out. Obviously, it seems like a no-brainer, but many people that I've seen try this, they don't even bother to do either. And it's going to hurt you, because today we're branding ourselves. You're not branding shop.com Market America. That's what they do. Our job is to brand us. We're entrepreneurs using that platform, so people are going to be inspired by you. You are branding your face and the things that you care about and what you're doing in business. That's what people are going to remember, so that they're going to want to follow you. Okay, does that make sense? Hope so. Okay, so here's some more tips. Is you also can go to your account settings when you're logged into Periscope, and I would suggest you turn on enable video stabilization. That just means if you're holding it, you might be shaking a little bit. It's going to try to help minimize the shaky phone during your video. And then also turn on auto save broadcast. You got to make sure this is turned on. You got to make sure you have enough space in your phone. But what will happen is when you do a Periscope video and you hit finish, it should auto save to your camera, or sorry, to your phone, right in your little photos area under videos. And the only thing it doesn't have, it won't have the comments or hearts. Okay, you have to do something else if you want to, have that on your replay. But most people, you won't need that. As long as you have that, maybe you can post it on your Facebook somewhere. Maybe you want to post a link somewhere and upload it. You just have it for future reference, or maybe if you want to recycle a video and use it if it's past 24 hours. Okay, so just make sure you have that turned on before you broadcast. That way it saves to your phone. Okay, I have a question coming in here, so I'll be able to, let me look at this. Hey, Ryan, will you be recording this? I pay to shop in and out playing with my, okay, yes, I will be recording this. This is going to be recorded, okay? Periscope. All right, so now we're going into making your broadcast. Once you have all that stuff set up and all those things that I mentioned there, set up your auto broadcast and the stabilization, everything's checked off, ready to go, and you're about to make your first broadcast. I just want to walk you through how to do this if you're a little nervous, if you've never done it before. Is on Periscope, you're going to click on that third tab, which is a little camera icon. Make sure, again, your location and Twitter is on. It's always going to pop up every single time. What you want to do is now type in the topic. It's going to say, what is the title of this broadcast, and make it catchy. Make it something that is intriguing, so if someone does click on that map or that area, that they can see and know what you're talking about. It's just like scrolling through channels, and if you didn't see what was playing, you just saw the title of whatever that channel was playing, and you got to read it, you go, oh, hey, I'm interested in that. Or, hey, this is a show about entrepreneurs, or this is a show about, home and garden, whatever. That's what you want to do. And I always say include one hashtag. Okay, Periscope does not have the ability to search via hashtags, but when you have enabled Twitter, it will post on Twitter and include that hashtag. So when that live video or replay is up, and if it falls under a category that's trending or people are talking about, or it's whatever, you have the ability for someone to stumble on that, right? So you can look on Twitter and go, hey, what's trending on Twitter through the search bar? And who knows, Motivation Monday, let's say that's trending. So maybe that's what you put as a hashtag on your broadcast. I only do one, because when Periscope posts it, it also includes hashtag Periscope every single time, just so you know. And in Twitter, the highest what was the word I'm looking for? The most attention you're going to get is on 2 hashtags or less on Twitter. The most engagement, there you go. The most engagement you're going to get. So if you overuse it, like a lot of people use on Instagram, it's not going to help. It's actually going to hurt. Okay, so I include one hashtag. Periscope includes that. And then that's what I use. Aim the camera at a good starting screen. They've changed this. So again, everything changes as I go through. And next week, there will be something new. But how it used to be set up is as soon as you hit start broadcast, whatever you have there that you're pointing at is going to show as a thumbnail. Now what it's doing is, as you broadcast, the thumbnail changes. Okay, so just make sure, if it does pick up that first little frame or what you're doing, that you're not pointing it at something embarrassing, or you know what I mean. make sure it's pointed at something good. And when you're broadcasting, just keep that in mind as well, that it's always going to change. So just make sure whatever shot you have set up is a decent shot. And then when you're ready, you can actually hit start broadcast, and now you are live. Pretty simple, right? I gave you all these little tips, which seem like no big deal, but they have a serious role in how you're going to attract people. Okay? Now, prepping your DMS site. So here's a couple things that I would suggest you do is make sure your site is responsive. That just simply means that no matter what device you're on, it's going to adjust the size of the fonts and pictures to optimize whatever screen someone's using, okay? And our DMS does have responsive capabilities, okay? The old DRS had kind of the old way all sites were built, and as soon as responsive was launched, that was included, but you do have to change that layout if you have one of the old ones, okay? I'd suggest this is a time to do it because everything is going mobile, including brick and mortar is going away because mobile is replacing retailing, online in-store shopping, right? So if you're going to be on a mobile app, it makes sense that if you're going to lead people to a website, they're probably going to jump off your Periscope onto your site on a mobile device. Makes sense? Okay, so that's huge. Have an area where viewers can go to contact you easily, whether that's a contact us page or an area where they can find information. If you guys notice, we're not, again, the perfect people for this. There's plenty of people who do this incredibly, even better than us. But for the time we have and that we devote to this, we try to keep it so simple. The stuff that can overcomplicate stuff, we get rid of, and we want to keep it very easy so that someone goes on there, they got a few choices what to choose from, and they have areas where they go to answer those questions. Everything else is not on there. We don't have 85 topics. We don't have 100 videos, right? It's pretty much just a couple choices. Go there, love it or hate it, and that's how we screen. Basically, it's a funnel, a landing page to find people. If they have one of these three interests or all three, at least we can send them and then capture who that person is, okay? Use forms. We have the ability to insert forms on the editor to capture someone's information. Listen, you don't want to give all your contact information out. Here's my email. Here's my phone number. Here's this. Because then they may go on your site and look around, and then maybe even they might be intrigued, and then they forget about you, and 2 weeks later, a month later, a year later, they go back online and find someone else, and then they insert information, and that person gets the lead. The idea is you want to entice them, but then know who they are. And you can't know who they are if you don't have forms, right? That's how ours is set up. So you have to find a way to entice them to say, if you want to learn more about shop.com, fill out this form here to access a free video. Okay, give them something. Don't just say fill out a form, but say if you do this, maybe you redirect it to a YouTube video on Market America. Maybe whatever you do it, but just set it up so that you get their first, last name, and an email, and now you have a tangible person to follow up with, okay? The forms now have this cool feature where you can tell it where to go. So let's say someone fills out a form and you send them to YouTube on a Market America video. That's fine. But you can also tell the form to, yes, redirect to this video, but I also want you to send this email to the person at the same time. And it might be, thanks, for contacting me. I hope you like the free 9-minute video that explains a little bit about what shop.com is or what you do. And what I'd like to do is find a follow-up time to get together, jump on a call, whatever. But see, now you don't have to take that lead on your email. It's already been responded. So you automated the whole process. And the only thing you have to do is wait to see if you hear from them. And if you don't, then you can send a response. Okay, so that's really cool. That's something they didn't have always, was that additional autoresponder, but they do now. So your DMS is simply a place to send viewers that they can learn comfortably more about you, more about the business, more about some area that you're building. Maybe it's motives, TLS, websites, shopping annuity, okay? And then they can also find a place to contact you or just simply learn about the things they're interested in. Maybe they just want to know about the shopping annuity or creating an account or maybe becoming a partner with you, and you have the ability to have them fill out forms, okay? So here's some more tips on Periscope to kind of wrap this up. Is my opinion on where we are going as a society when we socialize. It's so weird. I mean, we talk in shapes, emojis. We talk in short videos now. We're not even calling each other anymore. When people's phone rings, they hate it. They actually get mad. And so this is kind of just all of a sudden in a year, we've moved from how we've always done stuff to this weird world of communicating, right? We're spying on each other, we're messaging, we're emojiing, it's just weird, but that's how it is. So my opinion in the world that we live in is you want to be 100% transparent. I hate when people talk about fake it till you make it. We're in a world where everyone's antennas are up to BS. They know when you're lying. They know when you're full of it. Your friends know when you're full of it. Do not fake it till you make it. That could have been done 20, 30 years ago. Okay? It can't be done today. You want to be authentic. You want to show transparency. You're building a business from home. Show that, hey, once in a while, my kid's going to fly in the room. And guess what? It's live. Don't delete it. Just say, hey, that's how it goes. You guys have seen my Periscopes. My cat knocked over my phone one time. I was doing a Periscope and I laughed about it. I didn't shut it off. My son ran in, was being hilarious. There's nothing I can do. It was a serious video, but now it's funny. And then you address it and say, building a company from home, man, this is it. Isn't that cool? I just had a 15 minutes. My little guy was watching a show. He came down because he missed me and gave me a hug. Be transparent, because that is what people appreciate. That is what is going to earn you the credibility and someone to go, hey, I want to talk to this person, versus a person who's faking it, wearing, dressing up for a Periscope when they weren't dressed up a second ago, things like that. You get my point, okay? Give people value. They're not going to come back and view your Periscopes if they're boring, right? I've had some people, where, they put the phone so close to their face that you can see inside their pores. They're clearing their throat every, 2 seconds. They're, how people talk. They use the word like, or they go, or they do. And we all have these things. And we're not perfect, but just when you watch your Periscopes, try to get better every time and say, would I watch this? Is this interesting? Did I get something from it? Was it informative? Was it funny? Was it whatever? Because that's what gets people to come back. Think of a TV show. If it's not interesting, what? No one views it and it gets canceled. So that is how you attract people. Give value. Okay. Share results you've had from success that you've experienced. Listen, you can't train on something you haven't experienced. You can't talk about how to be a millionaire if you aren't a millionaire. You can't talk about how to sell 100 websites if you never sold 100 websites. You get my point? So what you can do is any success you've had, make that. These are ideas for topics, by the way, what to broadcast. If you have any success, share that. Say, hey, listen, I'm not the rock star guru, but average Joe was able to do these few things, and this is the result I got. Okay? Now you can share that. You did it. Share it. Or you have a partner in business that grew 8 times faster than you. Now you can share their story. Hey, hell, put them in your Periscope if you're local, or you could do something, where you can get them on the camera through your computer, through Skype, and show the phone, facing Skype or something. Be creative with it, right? So you can share your stories. You can share other people's stories. Hey, I just heard from this guy, shop.com owner Ryan, who had a partner that was able to earn his first $1,500 in 10 weeks. And after talking to him for 20 minutes, I just wanted to share the story of how they did it. You can do testimonials. That's how you do it. And then when you're, unsure of what to broadcast, I always say, share something you learned. Hey, I always in the habit of reading, 20, 30 minutes a day, listening to audios. And I listened to this great audio by Anthony Robbins, and he had this incredible topic in there. And I just thought I'd share it with you. It's 5 things that every successful person does, and share that. So you're basically regurgitating someone else's information, but isn't it nice? Like, I always look and listen for audios, and I'm looking for those things to stay motivated, to stay on track, to grow. So if someone's going to share it to me, it's just like, hey, I got the cliff notes of a great book, and maybe I'll go buy the book, but I like hearing from this person because they're going to give me something of value every day. Those are some great things that you can share. Thank viewers. Every time people are tapping on and you see them tap on the screen, by the way, that creates hearts, and that is to show basically the popularity of your topic, whether they like it, and how much they like your channel. So that's why the hearts are there, and you can hit it up to 500 times at least as of today during a live broadcast. So thank people and say, if you find, here's the topic I'm going to talk about, if it's worth anything to you or people feel free to share, because that's what I'm going to talk about for 15 minutes, and encourage them to do that. And when you see them share, follow those people and also return the favor. Try to do that as often as possible, that I find people who are sharing. I'll look and follow them and tune into their next broadcast. And if I think it's great, I'll share it so we can help everyone, especially people on your team, right? If you get a following of 100, 200, 300 people and someone on your team's doing this, dude, when they go live, share. So your following can now have the access to follow them as well. Help them out. Also promote your Periscope on other social media channels. You could put it in your Instagram bio. Hey, I'm on Periscope at. Follow me at. Okay, and your email address, add it to the very bottom of your email address. Okay, by the way, if you want people to find your Periscope does have the ability for you to see someone's channel. It's periscope.tv/ whatever your Periscope name is. That way they can go to your channel on a desktop and see any previous replays or any live as well. So not just the app, it works online. You can also promote the time and topic of a broadcast. Hey, this Wednesday at 12 Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be talking about whatever your topic is, the 5 best ways where you can burn fat and maintain muscle mass and boost your metabolism. Let's say you're someone in TLS, okay? You can talk about that. So all of a sudden you have a date, a topic, and now you have some time to round up your audience and promote it on every channel to get the people there because they know exactly when to expect your broadcast, okay? A couple things to know as well. Periscope is just over a 1-year birthday, so it's a very new platform. Who knows where it's going to go? I just love it right now, and it's very useful right now, and it can give you a lot of access to a lot of people. So my suggestion is use it. Here's some weird things on there. We call them trolls. I call it Trolloscope. Trolls are people that have fake Periscope accounts, and they go on everyone's broadcast to just harass you. It's almost like today's version of prank calling. So they'll say really rude stuff. They'll make fun of you. They will say swears. They'll say inappropriate, words and inappropriate topics. They do it to kind of trip up the user. And I think it's kind of funny, but some people, maybe you're going to be like, oh my God, who are these weird people? Just know they're not actual, real people. They're just pranksters. And it might be an 8-year-old, it might be a 13-year-old kid. It might be a 15-year-old kid. It might be a 40-year-old, weird guy living in his mom's basement. Who knows? But they'll definitely mess with your broadcast. So here's the good news is that exists. Periscope, I'm sure, is trying to find a way to get rid of them. Being a young company, they just haven't found a great way yet. But you can click on any comment that you don't like, and it will give you the option to block that person. So go for it. Every time it goes on, my suggestion is don't even give attention. If someone has a weird word on there and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe they said that or type that, click on it, okay, with your finger and then hit block. And that person will be blocked for life. So I don't deal with it. I don't address it anymore. Sometimes we do if it's really funny and comical and the Periscope session's light, you can make fun of it or even do a broadcast about trolls or whatever you want. But don't give them attention. Don't let it mess with you. And don't let it discourage you, more importantly, for doing future ones because they're not real people. Again, it's pranksters, okay? The other one is because the nature of us being a home business, or what I like to say, a virtual business, you're going to have a lot of other people who might be attracted to. You might say how to earn, an additional $10,000 a month, building a business part-time from home. Let's say that's your topic. Let's say you're someone who earns that and you want to talk about it. And you might get a lot of MLMers or people that, go, oh, hey, there's someone who does a home business. I'm going to get on there and talk with them to see if I can get them to do my thing, So all of a sudden they might use that to either gain your audience to say, hey, if you want a real business, go to my website. If you see that, block those people. If they promote themselves, if anyone promotes themselves or tries to talk to your audience and steal away your audience, block them. That's okay. You don't have to worry about them anymore. Don't let them discredit you. If they start going, well, how, do you make millions? Do you do this? Or I do. And they start saying all weird stuff. Again, they're faking it. The majority, 99.9% are total lies. Block them. Don't deal with it. Get them out of your Periscope. Okay. A couple more things. Reply personally. Once you're done with your episode and you have addressed all these things, I like to go back and I like to see if I missed any of the live comments during the live stream. If I handled them all, great. But I'm going to try to see if I can find them on Twitter because most people's Periscope handles are their Twitter handles, okay? So see if you can go follow them on Twitter, and that is now a contact. Write their name down and say, hey, I just met someone new, and maybe I'll follow up with them, like their stuff, share their stuff. Maybe they'll have a Periscope episode I can participate in. Again, you're forming a relationship, okay? Like I said here on this bullet, if you have a lot and maybe you missed some, go watch the replay because it's up for 24 hours, and go, hey, who did I miss? Who did I like? Who said something that was intriguing that maybe again, make sure you just don't forget of every single comment. To me, is gold. It could lead to the person you need to be a director in the business or hire. Who knows? So don't just go, oh, it's just a normal broadcast. Whoever was on there was no. Go and sift through it and say, I don't want to miss a single one of these. And if I can develop a relationship, it's worth doing it. Okay. And again, you can share your video on other social media channels, whether you upload it from your phone and post it somewhere, or you just share the replay for 24 hours. All right, I'm going to stay on if you have any questions, but this will be uploaded. Live chat support, online help. If you want help on setting up your DMS, just know that you can do that. You have access to on Explore MA. If you don't have one, that's where you get one. And set it up so you at least have a place where someone can land. My suggestion is this. I'll go back here. My suggestion is this. If you don't have a DMS, or you built it to this complicated thing, I would, go responsive, which usually means you have to start kind of from scratch, and just work to get one page that is very simple for someone to learn more about you. Hey, I'm a shop.com owner. I've been a shop.com owner since this. Shop.com is a business platform that is open to anyone who wants to be an entrepreneur. And here's some highlights. If you would like to learn more, fill out this form to see a 22-minute overview. Whatever it is. See, that was a paragraph, if that, and that would be my homepage, let's say, okay? I would encourage everyone to do that, and maybe create a contact us page where someone can just message you directly from the website. Okay, put in a form, and then that hits your email once they fill that out. If that's all you did, to me, this would produce so many leads for you, rather than trying to create this fancy, informative website that has 1,000 pages on it and it's loaded with content. I'd rather you just say, learn more, fill this out, contact me here. If you need to reach me, fill this out. You have 2 spots that can entice someone to me. You would meet constant amounts of people if you had this promoted on your Periscopes and other social media channels. All right. So I'm going to end it there. If you guys have any specific questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them here on this GoToMeeting live. So shoot me your questions or any comments you have, and let me know if this was helpful to you. So Ray's on here. So I'm going to go through these as you guys type them. So critical to digital branding, and everyone needs a DMS. I honestly think we are entering a world where a names list is kind of weird. I tell my team, your Facebook list is your names list. Print it out. It takes you 5 seconds, and you can get paid to print it at Staples or Print Center or whatever, But even past then, isn't it nice that some people want to learn more about what we do or what we're all about, or people in your town that you never necessarily approach, but they're curious about what you do. It's cool to have that as a resource, because they'll be comfortable, and people are now used to spying, meaning they'll just go through your stuff. And if they have a place to learn about what you do that's personalized, which is DMS, they're more apt to do that and then see if they can find more information. And they actually put their information on there, not thinking that you necessarily get it. It goes directly to you. So it's very cool. All right. So responsive versus stock DMS. Absolutely. Listen, is it vital today? No. Will it be in the future? My opinion is yes. So everyone that had a kind of a stock website that's not mobile optimized, my thing is you should start making the move, and you're an entrepreneur. So if you want to lead how we're going to communicate and how you can find the best people and get the most attention, to me, yeah, responsive, because everyone is now doing everything mobile. So if your website is a little klutzy, if you go on your mobile phone and it's just really dull, or it's hard to zoom in because they have to do it manually, they're not going to go there. It's klutzy, so they'll get frustrated and go off. We're in convenience world now, so just be aware of that. Is there somewhere we can go to read up and learn how to do a DMS? Is there somewhere we can go to have ideas on some DMS sites? Honestly, don't overthink this. Everyone overthinks this. We are, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. You're better off leading. Listen, this is not someone where everyone's doing this and now you're just following suit. These are things that very few shop.com owners are doing, but those who do it will reap the benefits, because they're going to be ahead of where everyone's used to going. And my take on this, I want you guys to understand this real quick. Nobody showed us how to do this. Nobody told us how to sell websites. Sarah, before she even worked for corporate and sold, she sold 50 sites before she knew there was a web center training. You know what I mean? And we've just been the couple because we were just impatient and said, we're just going to figure it out. No one taught me how to design a DMS. I just sat there one day and just, messed around with it and just got better. I've redesigned it. It's not perfect, but guess what? As simple as it is, it produces. So my suggestion is this: get one. Don't worry about how complicated it is. Delete all the pages, but the home page and contact us, and make that a place where you just have a paragraph about what shop.com is. Get a form in the center of that thing, put a pretty picture in the background, do that with live chat support to help you. Set up a contact us page. It could take you an hour and you're rocking it in the DMS world. Okay. You're ahead of 99.9% of shop.com owners if you just willingly do that without trying to read more and being a web designer. You don't have time to be a web designer. You don't have time to perfect this. You have time to do it to your best of your ability, use it, and then when you have time, try to make it a little bit better every single time. And that's what we've done. Okay. So don't try to feel you have to learn all this stuff. So current now. Good, good, good. What is the difference between DRS and DMS? DRS was just digital recruiting sites. DMS is now you have a whole digital marketing suite, basically, is what it is. So you have more access to more things to allow you to help you build this business. Thank you for keeping things simple and duplicatable. That seems to be my talent, is to take a lot of stuff and simplify it for everyone. Think about what you want people to think about the second they look you up. That's digital power. You would now have the ability, that's Ray, by the way, you have the ability for people to find you, people to search you, people to be intrigued about what you do, and then capture who that individual is. And using Periscope and the things I've taught you and just explained. And a lot of you have already been doing this stuff, but you can now insert yourself into total strangers all over the world, and they can share you with all their networks. I mean, come on. You can meet 10,000 people in a week if you do this the right way. Okay. Great way to start branding ourselves. You're very welcome, Monica. Thank you guys so much. I hope this was helpful. And like I said, you know what you guys should do? Again, do I know if Periscope's going to be the next best thing? And is it going to be this thing that lasts? I don't know. But what I know now is people are on it. People use it. It has a niche that Facebook Live doesn't have and other platforms. This happened to be the one that made it. And it's still so many people on here, and it's still new, meaning if you jump on now and you're consistent, you're going to have a lot of traction. But you're going to have to do this a couple times a week, or set a goal for yourself. Hey, every Wednesday at my lunch break, I'm going to do a Periscope. Start there. And then maybe, hey, a month later, maybe I'll do two. I like this. I'll do one Tuesday and one Thursday. But start getting consistent, and I guarantee you're going to get better every time. Review your broadcast and say, hey, what was not so good? And let me try to get better each and every single time. There's certain things you can buy to even make the broadcast better, but don't go crazy. Why not use it while it's here? Absolutely. There's plenty of people that you can find right now. Let me tell you guys this great story, by the way, and then I'll wrap it up with here. And I'm sure Kim on our team won't mind, because I'm fortunate. There are so many people this year alone. There's 91 million 1099 forms filled out this year, according to this last tax cycle here. Highest ever in recorded history, which means that there's more people trying to work for themselves using some type of platform, Uber, shop.com, than ever before in recorded history, right? And we have this access to billions of people at our fingertips using all these different types of platforms. And Periscope's no different than an Instagram or Facebook, right? It's just another medium. But video to me is hot. It's easy. It's what people like over reading, and it's winning. But I had someone, and I asked her, because she messaged me on my website. I said, how did we meet? How did you find out about my website? Did you Google it, or did you stumble? She goes, no, I was cleaning my house because I'm moving from Massachusetts to Florida, and I saw your topic. I don't even know which one it was when I went on Periscope, and I just happened to click it when I was in the midst of packing boxes. And I was so intrigued about what you said that I reviewed the other videos, and I just fell in love with this whole idea of shop.com. And then I found your website and I messaged you. It was total accident. And within 4 days, I took a total stranger who took the effort to find me, watch more replays that I had on there, who then went to my website because it was in my bio to then ask questions that I could respond, show the plan, and then we partnered as business partners. And she is, I'm so excited. She's brand new to be working with her, but she was in cosmetic sales and skincare sales, and she was in retail with Macy's. And she was like, I've seen firsthand the demise of the retail world, and I know where it's going, and I want a piece of it. And I said, you're so smart. How cool was that? But that's, again, guys, that's a total accident. And how many people wouldn't mind getting an email like that every week just by putting something out there to be found, right? That's all it takes. So I think you're crazy not to do it, and I hope to see more of you guys doing it and inspire your teams who are ready to do the basics, and then if they have some time, add this. That's one little caution I'll end you guys with, and we'll wrap it up, is you have to do the basics of the business. What is the basics? Buy tickets to your next local, sell tickets to your team, do the shopping annuity and suggest and move products, right? Show the business overview and network. One-on-one networking you can control. We can't control who sees this, right? We can only put it out there. But one-on-one, I physically message, meet, develop a relationship, do a phone call, send a text, email. That stuff you have to get so good at. This is after all of that. So if it takes you an hour and a half to do the basics of this business a day, you do that first. And then you say, hey, I did all of that. Now I'm going to this is extra. I'm going to do 15 minutes of a Periscope. Okay. Don't do this in place of those activities. Okay. That's just what we all have so much time in a day. Just please don't do these things instead of, do this in addition to. Okay. So you have more time, do more Periscopes. If you don't, do the foundation. And when you do have extra time, maybe you add a Periscope or you do something else. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Where do you find the address of your Periscope channel again? Once you create one online, it's periscope.tv/your Periscope name, whatever that is. So mine's at The Stack Life. So without the at symbol, just The Stack Life is where I'd find mine. Okay. So very good. And I think they even, by the way, Periscope, I haven't checked recently, but I do believe they have the ability to put a widget on your website, on your DMS. And what it does is you can put it like in the header and it'll say, hey, this person's live or this person is offline on Periscope. And when you're live, it'll flash so they can click on it and go right to your Periscope channel. How cool is that? All right, so check that out. They change it all the time, so maybe might be a fun little widget that you can absolutely add to your DMS, okay? That's all I got for you guys. All right, I'm going to log off, and I'm going to make sure, hold on, where do we go for this replay? Didn't catch that. The replay is available on youtube.com/official MAWC is, I believe, where they upload all these DMS trainings. So look for that, and hopefully we'll get that up tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. If you guys have questions for Sarah, you can shoot them her way. You can go to my website as well, thestackgrp.com, and just click contact us. I'll be happy to. I'll try to get through all the questions. If you send them my way, my inbox usually gets destroyed every day with questions, and I try to respond to as many as I can. But that's another resource if you just want a few little things. There's not too many people on here, so I think that'll be okay. All right, guys, thank you so much for all your rock stars out there. Thank you guys so much for your time, Sue, Ray, and everyone else. You guys rock as well. So I always steal ideas from you secretly as well. So the idea is we'll all share this with each other and we'll all make it. All right, so good luck on the scope. I look to catch your future broadcasts, and make sure you have at least a landing page on DMS. You guys will rock it. We'll talk to you later. Take care.